Alright, so in this video I'm going to illustrate how to create one-way and two-way tables for sensitivity analysis of one or two variables using this simple time value of money model. So what I'm doing here is that I have a model that's built to calculate the present value given these five parameters. So this is the discount rate, this is the number of periods, this is the amount of periodical payment. So that basically means you're gonna have to receive a certain amount of payment, which is $100 in this case, for 10 times over this 10-year or 10 period of time. And then we have present value and future values. These numbers are lump sum payments that are made at the initial time and the last period, which is 10 periods later. So I'm not gonna go into the details. This is supposed to be covered in relatively introductory finance course or other videos for other courses. But we have the model. So the model basically takes these 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs to calculate the present value of this cash flow. That is $100 that's made over a 10-year period. Okay, so I'm gonna create a one-way table. For the first one-way table I'm gonna create is that I want to know what if the interest rate goes from 5% to 6% and then keep going until 15%. What if the interest rate goes like this? What's going to happen to our present value? How will our present value change? Of course, the present value is going to go down, but we want to know numerically how it's going to go. It's going to go down. So I'm just formatting. So this is the PV. So as you can see, I have a one black row here for in the table. It's because I need to insert this. It equals to the present value. So in the data table, this is where you actually link to the original model, okay, which is C7, which is here. Okay, so unfortunately it just has to be here. Okay, so there's no other ways. So then to create this table, all I need to do is to select this whole thing. Okay, then I go to data, what if analysis, okay, data table. Okay, so then you have a choice to make whether you want to call it put the row input cell or you want to put the column input cell. So there's one way to memorize this, that is when you are specifying the changing variable in a column, you want to use the column input cell. If you are specifying or shaping your changing variable as a row, then you want to use the row input cell. So let's say the column input cell should be this. Okay, it also goes back to the model. It also goes back to the model, and it's just one cell. It's not this column, okay, but it's the cell that this column is gonna be valued at. Okay, so if I hit OK, as you can see, I have all the value populated. I'm gonna change the format. Okay, so I have all these values. So what you see, what Excel does is like this. Excel will recognize this, okay, as your, it's gonna recognize this as your input or as your model output, so which is this number. And then what Excel is gonna do, it's gonna take the first value here and put it in your column input cell, which is here. So change it to 5%. And Excel got 77214, and then Excel is going to put that value here, 77214, and then it's going to go to the next row, next number in the column, and call it 6%. As you can see, it changed to 736.01, and then it's going to put the number here, 736.01. Okay, so you can actually see it if you have a very slow computer. So going back. As you can see, this cell is changing, right? So it's 614 now. If I change it, it's a 772 now, but the others are not changing, right? If I go back and forth, you're gonna see that the others are not changing. Only this one is changing. If you find that disturbing, there are multiple things you can do. So one thing you can do is actually you just paint the whole thing black. It just looks bad. The other thing you can do is that you can make the letters white so you don't really see it. So the problem is, what if you want to, let's say, what if you want to make it a table? Let's say like this. So then you're still gonna see it, right? Even if you paint it black, you're gonna see it. Oh, sorry, paint it white, you're gonna see it. So how about you paint it the same color as this, but what is this color, right? What is this gray? I actually don't know. So that's gonna make it really complicated. So what you can do is you can actually format it. Go to Format Cell. So right click and go to Format Cells. And then you can custom the formatting. And here you can just put 2 semicolon. Okay, you just put 2 semicolon. And then you hit OK. So then it's gone. Okay, so you don't really see it. But the value is still here, as you can see. It equals to C7. But you don't really see the number here. Okay? Alright, so that's one-way data table. I'm gonna go back. Okay. So then what about the two-way data table? So for the two-way data table, I want to do the same thing on the vertical axis. That is, I want to keep the I/Y changing from 5 to 15. And then on the horizontal axis here, I want to say, how about I change the payment, which is $100, from 90 to 110. Okay, and I'm gonna increase by increments of $2 rather than 1 to conserve some space. This is 90. This plus 2, 92, 104, 106, a little more, 108, okay, and 110. Okay, so this is the table. And what you do is you link to the model output, okay, at the corner, okay, at the corner, which is here. Okay, C7. You link it at the corner. I mean, again, you can hide it the way you like. Okay, you can paint it white. You can paint the whole thing black. Either way you like. But for illustration purpose, I'm just gonna keep it. And then what you do is you select everything. Okay. Then you go to Data, What If Analysis, Data Table. So in Data Table here, you need to get the row input cell as well as the column input cell. Because this is a two-way data table, you can only have a row and a column on a two-dimensional table. So the column input cell is, again, the input you want to use for the column input, which is here, right? So that is going to be I/Y, okay? And the row input cell is going to be the cell you want to use the row input, right? So it's going to be the payment, okay? So then I hit OK. So everything should be populated, and then I need to paint the format. Okay. So if you look at these, the first thing you want to check out is at when the discount rate is 10% and when the payment, the cash flow is $100. You're going to see that this is exactly the same as whatever is here at the corner, right? So because that's the default, and then you're going to see the other values. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much how to do it. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you very much.